Good evening and welcome to Teralba Park as we bring you this round 10 fixture in the NPLW between Mitchelton FC, who host the ladder leading Lions. Whilst the NPLW took a back seat last weekend, both of these two sides claim wins in the Kappa Super Cup. Mitchelton dusted off North Brisbane with a 3-1 win on the 11th of April, as 2 days later it was Lions who escaped their away trip to Coplix with a 1-0 win over recent rival Gold Coast United. We'll now turn our attention to the lineups this evening. The home side have selected Emily Adams to wear the gloves, Yamamuro along with McDonald to continue their midfield combination, as Callie Purifoy will look to continue her good form as she is a major threat against any side in the NPLW. Lions, on the other hand, tonight have named Ellie Chappell in goals, with Teakle and Thompson expected to start on either side of the back four. The midfield duo of O'Keefe and Karen Bassis will once again be on show, and in attack, McElligott is set to sit behind the front three, with Tegan Riding to lead the line. A beautiful afternoon here in Mitchelton. As we had the sun setting at 5:25 p.m. The temperature sitting around 23 degrees. Our referees this afternoon, Taylor Brotherston, who will man the middle with Harris Gardiner and Jaden Dunbar, the two assistants. Mitchelton will be looking to double up after their last game in the league resulted in a 2-goal win, whilst it is Tegan Riding, the leader of Lions, who is eyeing off 200 NPLW career goals with 3 points to go with it. Let's enjoy the next 90 minutes or so from wherever you may be watching, as last year's FQPL 1 Grand Final winners will look to stand up and face off against the current NPL champions. And it's Mitchelton with an early attack. McDonald down this touch line. It is eventually cleared from Lions. And Edward with the ball. She'll look to play along the lines. Here, Lions just keep possession and get into their work. As there's Kirkup. Rolling it all the way back to Chappell once again, who's had a few touches to start off in this opening minute plus. Edward once more. Was she fouled? Yes, she was. Now Mitchelton look to release Purifoy as she finds Yamamuro. Yamamuro with a nice touch to Holt. Now it's Sanders and Beck Kirkup tracking back, putting her effort in defence to win the ball back for Lions. And here she is again, Kirkup laying it off to Teakle. Chappell with a clearing kick, and Riding will look to get on it. And Rachel Fraser coming across in the nick of time to cut out any threat Tegan Riding was possessing. Of course, for Tegan Riding, it is could be a special game for her, as she sits on 199 NPLW career goals. As O'Keefe laying it off for Edward, and Edward was offside. She, of course, did win the Player of the Year in the NPLW last year, Tegan Riding, and on her way to 199 goals, season 2022 brought 17 of them. So a monumentous occasion in the career of Tegan Riding awaits if she is able to find the back of the net on this Sunday afternoon in Mitchelton. I'm sure the home side will have something to say about that, as these two sides did in fact meet in round one. It was Mitchelton who came away on the wrong end of the score sheet. 2-1 the end score, as we see Edward making some inroads and the last touch coming off Edward, so a goal kick it will be. 2-1 was the final score. That was played at Luxury Paint Stadium. Riding and Kirkup were the goal scorers for Lions, and Callie Purifoy scored in the 3rd minute for Mitchelton as an upset was well and truly on track from the start. But Lions were able to pull back the lead and take home the 3 points. And this is their 2nd meeting of the year here at Mitchelton. As we see an attacking move cut out here by Lions, and Megan McElligott trying to find a teammate. Instead she found a green jersey. And the home side will claim the throw-in. As we see the trees in the background just shaking a bit. The flags also having a bit of movement to them, so conditions are pleasant, but a bit of wind around, which may cause havoc for either keeper if anyone is able to catch the ball smoothly and strike it with any venom. It could move around in this air. The two very classy keepers in either goals in Adams and Chappell. This Purifoy just couldn't get on the ball. Lions back in the attack. And the pass from Tegan Thompson out in front of Edward and over the sideline. Purifoy laying it off to Holt. And now Sanders. Trapped in the corner. Can she get out as Teakle's hard pressed? Cow's got the touch. And now McElligott with some nice footwork. And was able to get the pass away. In the end, there was no advantage. As we see here on the replay, McElligott with some lovely footwork to beat McDonald. And the free kick was blown for McDonald's hand grabbing a whole lot of that jersey. Sanders heading it away to Yamamuro. Yamamuro controlling it, but her final destination of the pass wasn't to her ideal target. But here's Yamamuro again. Purifoy breaking forward, and Purifoy's shot is saved by Ellie Chappell. As we see Eastern Suburbs go up 1-0 in the corresponding NPLW clash. That match being played at Goodwin Park tonight. And Sunshine Coast Wanderers also face South United with the exact same kickoff time. So 3 NPLW games rolling at once here on your Sunday night. Very lucky to have your company. O'Keefe finds Teakle. Now Teakle trying to cut inside. Here's Riding. Riding shot is climbing and rising over the crossbar. She just couldn't manage to hit the target. Of course, every chance she gets, she looks to take, and this one off her left boot. Adams threw the arm in the air, quite relaxed, to be fair. And in the end, she didn't need to worry about it as the ball did sail over the crossbar. But an early opportunity for Tegan Riding as she's on the ball again. This time trying to team up a teammate. Kirkup's shot is a tame one. Emily Adams once again with the save. She may have her hands full tonight. Lions have scored 35 goals this season. They have the best attack in the league. If there's anyone up to the task, it is Adams. As we see Teakle in some space once more for Riding, flicking it on, and McDonald's there to clear. So Lions finding plenty of room to move down this right-hand channel. Teakle, Kirkup, Riding, all getting on the ball. And so far it's been Forrest to come up with 2 saves. She was a part of Canberra United's FC youth squad. And she signed from Virginia to join the ladies in green, where she has been the first choice keeper. As Karen Bassis gets an early touch and finds Edward. Roth cutting out the attack, and Purifoy turning. Here goes Callie Purifoy to Sanders. Sanders will shoot, and there was a decent effort from Talia Sanders, a part of Arsenal FC's development program. She signed with Olympic in 2022, and we see the shot from her very close to hitting the target. So both sides creating an early opportunity to get on the scoreboard. As Riding will make the break. Here is Tegan Thompson, and Riding's toe poke is saved once again by Adams. It looked very ominous, but Emily Adams once again with the save. Now Kirkup, and Kirkup's ball will hit the side netting. So it's a great start by Lions, and a great start by Emily Adams. I'm sure she would wish to have a little less work to do in the opening 12 minutes, but so far she's been on the ball with everything. As Fraser will go back to her number 1. And they'll look to play out from the back, Mitchelton. Harrison. The long ball. Purifoy did well to control it. Yamamiro to Holt. Forrest Receives the pass from Yamamiro. And then McElligott once again putting a stop to the Mitchelton move. Once again, Tegan Thompson making the forward run. She'll dart inside then out, and it's riding. And Emily Adams, once again, getting in the way of Lions time after time. It was Tegan Riding who had an open goal, but Adams scrambled and she was able to make the save. As Tegan Riding just hops up. A little ginger, but Emily Adams on fire to start this one in round 10 of your NPLW. Whilst Adams is holding down the fort for Mitchelton. On the reverse, Lions are just creating opportunities at will so far. Plenty of runners, balls into space. Finding the open man. Teakle and Thompson both doing plenty of work in that wing-back position as they get up the field. And now Riding is away, but the flag is up. She would have been one-on-one. It would have been a battle. It would have been a duel between Riding and Adams. But the flag stopped that. Denied us of a contest. And now Mitchelton will get the ball back from this restart. And Yamamiro shot. Just wide. Adams from the free kick. She launched it. And then the touchback for Yamamiro. It caused Adams to make a great pass, and then it was Chappell to lunge to her left. In the end, she wasn't required, but it was oh so close. So Mitchelton just firing a dart back the other way. Teakle will turn. Sanders doing her best to put as much pressure on as possible, and then Cow's ball into the area. Won't have anyone hunting it down. Purifoy playing it forward, and Chappell coming out. Genevieve McDonald. She was the under-23s player who was the one leading the line for Mitchelton and on the chase for that delivery. She just couldn't manage to get there as Mitchelton themselves are in a nice little run at the moment. They've coming off a win, and previous to that, they managed a draw against Gold Coast United, who sit above them on the ladder. And they do currently sit in a 3 home game run to Mitchelton. So if they manage to salvage points tonight, they'll walk away pretty happy with their home game trot. While Lions haven't had it all their own way when playing away from home. They did grab a win against Gold Coast United, but then their first loss in a very long time came against Eastern Suburbs away from home. And it was a fantastic run, as we all know. They picked up 3 NPLW Grand Finals, 2 premierships in that time. There's a plethora of stats, facts and figures to go along with that historic run. That Eastern Suburbs were the ones to spoil the party. But now it's Lions on the attack. Karen Bassis playing the ball, and Kirkup keeps it in play. It's dealt with from Mitchelton. There's Purifoy, and Yamamuro gets a touch. As Kelly Cowles will watch it roll over for a throw-in. And we see a dog has made its way onto the field, wanting a piece of the action and wanting a piece of that ball. As Talia Sanders will play zookeeper for the moment to escort the pug off the field of play. Not something you see every day, not something that Kelly Cowles would be used to seeing coming from Canada. I'm sure they do have dogs in Canada, but we have seen kangaroos and the like make its way on the pitch from time to time here in Australia. Kelly Cowles in an interview with Lions media during the week, talking on the fact that she did come from Canada where it was -35 and arriving in Brisbane, Australia where it was +35. Was an experience in itself, as she's enjoying her time here in the Sunshine State. Of course, sitting in that centre back position. She's had a great start to the year. She did mention that she would like to improve on a few aspects of her game, after mentioning that she does critique herself quite often to ensure she's performing at her best and contributing to the team. Now Purifoy with some beautiful skills on show. And Yamamuro looking to put the foot down. Chappell will find Tika with a pinpoint pass, but Sanders gets it on to Purifoy. And Purifoy thought about shooting, but she's hustled. And she's eventually fouled. Tiana Karambassis pleading with the referee as to why that foul was given. But now it sets up a very interesting scenario with Kelly Purifoy. She's known to be quite the threat from dead ball scenarios. And she will be lining this one up. As we see the first free kick of the game, and it's a very promising one for Mitchelton. As Purifoy strike will rise and fall, but not in time to challenge Ellie Chappell. As we watch this back on the replay. And that all came about from Purifoy getting on the ball in the front third of the field. Lions were surrounding her to pressure her into a pass and force her into a mistake, but they did eventually draw the free kick. And once again, we see Lions come down this right-hand side through Kirkup and Teakle combining. O'Keefe as steady as ever. Just plays the way she's facing. And now Teakle whipping it in. Sanders finds Forrest. Holt to Yamamuro with the one-touch ball to Forrest. McDonald swiveling around. Here's Roth. Lions still with possession. Edward. Now O'Keefe. And McDonald right behind her. Now McGilligan. Everts. Cowles. So the ball once again in the trustworthy arms of Emily Adams. As we see Riding. Look to get the pass away, but Harrison coming back the other way, inviting herself up the field. Now Riding, Tegan Riding, cutting it back. McGilligan was making the run, and then Beck Kirkup shot saved by Adams. Emily Adams standing up once more as McGilligan overran it. Kirkup made the dart back in field, and Adams with the outstretched arm pushed it over the top. Beck Kirkup is on a 3-game scoring run. She managed 2 against Souths, 1 against the QAS and 1 against Olympic. As if she scores tonight, that will be 4 in a row. And we see the corner whipped in to the back post. Yamamuro clears. And McDonald chasing to get rid of things. Now Sanders. Talia Sanders is making a play. Sanders cuts back on her right. Teakle was there to slow down the attack. And in the end, Abby Everts will get the ball onto O'Keefe, who shifts it up the field to Megan McGilligan. Very promising signs there for Mitchelton. But the recovery from Lions was second to none, led by Madison Teakle. Now Kirkup playing it through for Riding. And Riding just off balance at speed. Did well to get the shot away initially as the ball was bobbling around. As you see here on the replay, up and down that ball goes, and then the shot towards that top right-hand corner. But Adams watches it fly over the crossbar, and a goal kick is the result. So it's been quite an attacking game. Chances for both sides. And quite entertaining as we see a very healthy crowd here at Teralba Park. Plenty of members and fans here to support the home side. As I have no doubt a few of the Lions faithful would have made the trek north. Now Lucy Holt trying to get around Kirkup, but Kirkup wins the duel. Now coming forward is Kirkup. And her and Riding just not on the same wavelength. As it is Amy Gunston who gets a breather tonight. As she has been starting the last few matches for Lions. But instead, Macy Edward gets the call up in the starting 11. Tonight, as Kirkup's cross, the header from Karen Bassis, Edward rather. Now it's back into the area once more. Here's Yamamuro. Now McDonald. As Everts wins the free kick. So half an hour ticking over. As Edward makes the run, Roth getting in the way. Now McDonald with time. Looks to play it through the feet of the back line as now Forrest resorting back to Harrison. The captain McDonald. Her pass blocked. Edward to Thompson. And they both do very well to get out of that press. It comes away to Cowles, and Emily Adams out to collect that one. Has been a rough trot for Mitchelton. 9 injuries they have received and are having to deal with so early on in the season. Their full strength squad is in tatters at the moment. As Yamamuro playing the ball forward for Purifoy. Purifoy got it, but missed it. Ellie Chappell came a long way as Callie Purifoy with that left boot got the touch but missed the target. And Callie Purifoy, with the quality she possesses, I'm sure she would have Been wishing she made more of that chance, as she can no doubt finish them from anywhere. Now here's Sanders competing with Chappell. And Chappell this time gets gloves to the ball. As Chappell on that run was well and truly outside of her box. So she was really in no man's land. It made it very difficult for herself to make any save whatsoever. It would have had to have been with her torso, legs, head, rather than her arms and hands. So Purifoy was the premium ticket holder in that situation, but just wasn't able to cash in. Mitchelton having a nice little spell at the moment as McDonald. Her ball takes a deflection. Now Genevieve McDonald playing it towards her teammate, and the ball flicked in, and Sanders had the opportunity but just couldn't make the most of it. Now Lions will take the throw in inside Mitchelton's half. It's thrown forward immediately, and Taylor Brotherston will point towards the goal kick. As I was mentioning earlier, currently Mitchelton in a bit of an injury crisis. But they are forging on, as you would expect them to do. Currently sitting 5th on the ladder. And they've played 9, managed to grab 11 points in that time. 3 wins, 2 draws and 4 losses. And their biggest win coming against Olympic in a 4-0 drumming, as their biggest loss was suffered against Peninsula Power. And that was a 2-0 defeat. As we see Riding making her way forward, riding around the keeper. Tegan Riding, 200 of the best for a great Lioness, as she notches up goal 200 in her NPLW career. Around Adams and finished it off in style. It's the 37th minute, and it's 1-0 to Lions. A moment to savour in the career of Tegan Riding. As she has a long highlights reel. But that one there is a major milestone, as they're back on the attack here. McElligot's shot is a tamed one. Adams, who has been so good all night, just getting caught with the guile and experience of Tegan Riding, who managed to dribble her way around and finish it into an empty net. But now here's Purifoy for Sanders. And Mitchelton come back with a few punches of their own, as it hasn't been one-way traffic in favour of Lions. By all means, it has been a to and fro battle, as they are giving just as good as they're getting Mitchelton. Now Riding, tapping it off to Thompson, and here goes Riding, putting it in the path of McElligott. And once again, we see a Lions shot fly over the crossbar. As Megan McElligott turning on her right foot, and over the top it goes. Now Kirkup causing headaches for this Mitchelton defence. And Adams on her knees to clean things up. Karen Bassis. Now Teakle, and McElligott was offside. So they're just starting to move at that quicker pace, Lions. Some nice intertwining of passing. And as this half-time whistle nears, they're just growing in more and more momentum. As Tony Skinner, the man in charge, not out of his depth by no means, but I'm sure he'll have something in mind to deliver to the girls at half-time to ensure that they can turn things around if it does stay this way for the remainder of the first half. Now Yamamuro for Purifoy. Purifoy looking to get on her left foot. Lions recover the ball well, but it's back with Mitchelton. Forrest to Holt. Purifoy. Yamamuro shot, looking for the goal and finding it. We're level at Terralba Park, thanks to Ko Yamamuro. What a strike from the midfielder. Ellie Chappell couldn't get there, and it's Ko Yamamuro to draw Mitchelton back level. So just as Lions finally opener, it's Yamamiro and Mitchelton, who square the ledger. Yamamiro, 2022 FQPLW Team of the Year, former Virginia United FC member. And tonight on the score sheet for Mitchelton, who she did score 3 goals against last year, playing for Virginia, Yamamiro. So after inflicting pain on Mitchelton, she is now turning that into gain, as 1-1 is the score as we head to half-time in roughly a minute or so, depending on how much stoppage time will be added. I couldn't imagine too much will be topped up, as we have had a very smooth and free-flowing first half. Cows playing it forward to Kirkup, and she turns possession over. Now Yamamiro pulling the strings. Here's Purifoy. Purifoy's strike will go high and long. We're up to Taylor Brotherston and her discretion as to when the first half will come to an end. And we hear the whistles as Mitchelton and Lions will go into half-time level at 1 apiece. A goal to Tegan Riding, her 200th in her NPLW career, and then it was Yamamiro in the 43rd minute to square things up. We'll be back after these messages for the second half at Teralba Park.
How do I feel this time? What's it off?
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Pride themselves on delivering top-quality FIFA regulation compliant goals. Each goal is made from durable, high-density, thick aluminium and then finished in a white powder coat. To provide quick delivery, Vito Sports stock all goals in this range within their Brisbane distribution warehouse, allowing customers to quote, order and deliver in a matter of days. If you'd like to inquire about the Vito Sports goal range, email us at admin@vitosports.com.
Welcome back to Teralba Park as we are ready to rock and roll in this second half between Lions and Mitchelton. It's been a very entertaining game to this point, as the next 45 minutes promise to make. Here we go, as the chance is for Edward. Her shot is blocked on the line. Rachel Fraser, the last man standing, does a tremendous job to deny Lions. Now McDonald pumping it forward. Here's Purifoy. And she's cut down by Abby Everts. They've done a very good job so far to contain Callie Purifoy, as she has been a constant threat. Yamamuro was the one to score for Mitchelton, but it was Callie Purifoy who teed her up for a fine finish. As now Mitchelton will launch things forward. It's headed away by Kelly Cowes. And off the face of Karen Bassis that gets the ball moving for Lions. Here's Kirkup. Coming back infield, decides to play the long game as she finds Megan McGilligan. Now riding, touching it on. Here's McGilligan. Now Edward trying to control things. And now there's a foul, we thought. The play on says Taylor Brotherston. Here's Edward for Thompson. And Thompson, her delivery into the area is secured by Adams, as we see Olympic take the lead against Lions in the NPL men. Alan Kroll is covering all the action on FQTV, and they are live as we speak. Olympic coming in, the underdogs, but look to have strike first in that NPL clash. Well, we have a game and a half on our hands, as here goes Forrest playing it forward for Purifoy. And the pass just couldn't connect. McDonald in the center of the park, looking to play as direct as possible. And now riding, turns on a dime, but Tyler Harrison does immensely well to firstly stop riding and then win the foul as Mitchelton look to play things quickly. Here's Edward for Kirkup. And Kirkup won't be able to keep things in play, so we'll get a goal kick. And it's been a frenetic start here in Mitchelton. The opening passages of this second half. McGilligan for Kirkup. And Kirkup's cut back. Had no one wearing a white jersey in the area, so she turns the ball over, but they're back on the attack immediately. Lions, as Harrison does another great job reading the play and extinguishing the threat, as we see O'Keefe getting the pass on, now riding, back to O'Keefe. And Yamamuro wins the contest. Here's O'Keefe once more. Fraser and Riding collide, and now the ball will go the way of Mitchelton, but Lions will take the throw in. Macy Edward, one player of the match v Mitchelton in round one. As I mentioned earlier, it was a 2-1 win to Lions on that occasion. And Macy Edward was the one to put on the star-studded performances. Riding hits the side netting. She's already got one tonight, and it was another opportunity to get on the score sheet. Adams was low and ready for any reaction that was required. But in the end, it didn't make the target. You see the throw in land in Mitchelton's hands. Forrest to Fraser. She clears. Now Purifoy. Possession coughed up once more. O'Keefe looking to set a platform for this attack. The through pass couldn't find its destination. Now it's Teakle. And Sanders does a job on her. Yamamuro looking to turn. Now Karen Bassis cutting inside and playing a lovely pass towards Kirkup. Kirkup puts it out in front. And the ball's still in play. Mitchelton do a fantastic job to then win the throw-in on top of all of that. Thompson, and McGallagher was the one leading the line. So both sides have plenty of strike on the bench for Mitchelton, Gemma Burton, who has been a prominent figure in recent matches for Mitchelton. She finds her way on the bench tonight. As for Lions, they have Amy Gunston, who is sitting on the pine at the moment. She is a goal scorer and serial attacker, as Rob Askew will be thinking to deploy her at any stage, I am sure. Well, it is Lions that do have a fantastic goal scoring record, the best attack in the comp. Mitchelton can find the back of the net themselves, as for now they'll have to do some defending. As Lions are looking to build up, but Roth got in the way of things. Here's Karen Bassis, Kirkup, McGilligan, and her shot straight and direct into Adams. Of course, as I was saying, Mitchelton can find the back of the net themselves. Callie Purifoy is currently the leading goal scorer in the NPL women's competition with 11. She sits up top with jersey number 3, as Roth will have to do some defending. Gets it clear. Here's O'Keefe. And Mitchelton once again get things out of that area. But still Lions keep coming, and Kirkup can't reach the cross. So it'll be a goal kick. Roth. Once again, doing quite well to turn out of trouble and find a pass. Sanders had trouble controlling it. And now McDonald for Purifoy. Callie Purifoy looking to run. Still going, Purifoy. And it's to the left of the goal. It was the two number 3s in Callie Purifoy and Callie Cowles in a foot race. And Purifoy shot in the end, sliding wide. But there is an example of what Callie Purifoy has to offer up front. And while up front might not be a concern for Mitchelton, I was talking to someone close to the Mitchelton camp as they were saying they are forced into playing this formation with 3 at the back as they are struggling for defenders at the moment. A lot of their fit players look to play higher up the park, but they're doing very well with the crop they have, of course, as Kirkup coming forward. Away to Edward. And Samantha Roth. Again coming up with a beautiful challenge, a clean challenge, and winning the ball back for the home side. It was a lovely tackle. She's had her hands full down that left-hand side with Edward and Tegan Thompson. But doing a very sound job. And has done for the opening hour. As we only have a third of the game remaining, 1-1 the score here at Teralba Park. Lions who sit on top, facing off against Mitchelton, who are currently 5th and looking to cut that gap between them and the top 4. As it is quite simple, the equation tonight for Mitchelton, as Gold Coast United and Eastern Suburbs are the two sides who sit on the cusp of the top 4 after Peninsula Power claimed a win in last night's fixture against the QAS, where they did win 3-1. So that sets them in 2nd, Lions in 1st, and then it's a battle between Eastern Suburbs and Gold Coast United, with Mitchelton sniffing around in 5th. Despite they are 9 points behind the top 4. A win here will certainly help their cause. A draw would be okay, but of course 9 points is a steep gap. However, they do still play Gold Coast United for the 3rd time in round 17, as they managed to grab a draw against them in round 8, that was. And unfortunately, they lost to Eastern Suburbs in a shootout. That was 4-3 in round 7. But they do face Eastern Suburbs twice more this season, so they do play the teams above them in 3rd and 4th a total of 3 more times in 2023, which will be crucial games, but none so more crucial than this one right here. If they can knock off the ladder leading Lions and cause an upset here at home, it'll be a happy finish to round 10 for Mitchelton. And while they are looking at the teams above them, there are teams below them who are sniffing around, as we see Riding making a run. And Adams does well to come out and save the day, as South United and Cabalaba sit 6th and 7th, only 2 points below Mitchelton. Cabalaba losing out to Gold Coast United 3-4 last night. Otherwise, if they did get the result there, Cabalaba, they would have leapfrogged Mitchelton heading into tonight's game, and it would have been up to Mitchelton to grab a bag of points to get back over them, but instead they come into this game still sitting in 5th, smack bang in the middle of the ladder, as Yamamuro finds Purifoy, and Purifoy's pass looking for Genevieve McDonald. Tara O'Keefe tracking back. And you hear calls to slow it down for Lions in attack, as right now they don't have much rhythm to their game, and it's Mitchelton who have gained the ascendancy. Yamamuro. Fraser. Holt to Forrest. And Harrison with a lovely pass towards McDonald, but it is Tegan Thompson that muscles up. Kirkup. Again, coming in field. This has been a pattern throughout this second half. Beck Kirkup making runs inside as Edward will track that down, but unable to keep it in the 4 lines of the pitch. As Macy Edward will make her way off the ground as she is substituted out. And it's number 14, Amy Gunston, to take her place. And Samantha Roth is also exiting the field of play as number 9. Giddies will stand in at that right back position. So substitutions made for both sides. And Zara Kruger has also entered her way into the contest, wearing the number 13 for Lions. As she will take her spot in the midfield, Zara Kruger. So here's Teakle. And Adams coming out, once again sliding into position to claim the ball. Eastern Suburbs have the lead back against Olympic. Now Riding will decide to shoot from distance. It has been a trait tonight. Plenty of shots coming from range. Yamamuro grabbed her goal from a very decent distance, as we see Guides teaming up with McDonald, but she loses out in the end, Guides, and here's Riding. Her pass inaccurate. Now Kruger doing battle with Forrest. Here's O'Keefe. And pressured off the ball by Rachel Fraser as Harrison gets it to her captain in McDonald. Yamamuro going route 1. And Callie Purifoy was keen and in position, but the pass just overhit in the end. As Riding was coming through and Mitchelton had to recover there. That's how she scored her first goal. And her only goal tonight was making a break straight through the heart of Mitchelton's defence and then dribbling her way around Emily Adam. But they did well there to recover Mitchelton. There's a nice pass as Teakle there to support. Still going Madison Teakle. And she wins the corner. So while we still have 20 minutes to go, Lions have dropped points on their away trip, and that was against Eastern Suburbs. And here tonight, once again away from home, locked in a dogfight as it is 1-1 against Mitchelton. And they've only played 2 games away from home so far. This is the third. As we see a corner coming across. And McDonald was tasked with clearing it. Karen Bassis uses the support of Ellie Chappell. As Kirkup making a habit of tracking in field. O'Keefe had to recover the pass from Gunston, but now here's Gunston. First time cross, and Tyler Harrison gets her foot involved and gets it over for another corner. Can Lions create an opportunity and find some separation on the scoreboard through the avenue of a corner? It'll be Tegan riding to loft it in. And it results in a goal kick for Mitchelton. It's been a very competitive match between these two. Chances created for both sides. And I'm sure from a neutral perspective, for those of you at home, it's been a great game to be a part of, as I'm sure both sets of fans will be holding on to their hats as we climb towards the 90 minutes. Here's Gunston looking for Thompson. And Guides gets around there to send it clear. So Mitchelton will have to reset as Lions are back on the attack. O'Keefe to Thompson. McDonald finds Yamamiro. Now Katie McDonald had the right idea in mind, but didn't take into account the defensive work of Madison Teakle. As you see, the ball played long and Adams controls things. Harrison looking to play out from the back, as they have done all night. Mitchelton been reluctant to clear things forward, and instead of look to work their way out of their back third, as once again they're stringing plenty of passes together. And it's quite pleasant to watch at times, as they have had some success from it all. They do get a lucky bounce this time, as Purifoy once again causing problems. And Tegan Thompson shovels that out of play. Coming with A-League experience is Tegan Thompson. after she made her Brisbane Roar debut against the Western Sydney Wanderers in December of last year. The Roar on that occasion claimed a 1-0 victory. I'm sure she would have learned a lot from her first appearance in top flight football in Australia to bring back to this Lions setup, as here she is again, Tegan Thompson. And finds a way to stop the run of Guides. Purifoy, back to Guides. It's a lofted cross. Everts heads it away. Now Kruger and Gunston look to negotiate terms as Thompson can't find riding, and it's Forrest, Amy Forrest, getting in the way and then putting on a skill move to get around Gunston as Yamamuro and Zara Kruger go at it. Here's McDonald. Rachel Fraser. Going up the line, and they'll end at the feet of Ellie Chappell. Karen Bassis picking her pass nicely. And Talia Sanders with a fantastic effort on the defensive end, getting her foot in the challenge and forcing a corner. As we see under 12 minutes remaining here at Teralba Park. Lions with another corner. They haven't quite threatened from this set piece all night. Gunston made the run and had a chance to get ahead on that ball, but she couldn't make enough contact. Now Fraser, up and under. As we see Tegan Thompson and Madison Teakle swap sides. Rob Askew may have ordered that direction, otherwise the players have taken it upon themselves to make the switch. Madison Teakle was awarded the 2022 Lions Young Player of the Year after a stellar season in the orange as the shot rises over. There was an opportunity there for Lions to, as they created something out of nothing. Zara Kruger it was, off one step. Just didn't hit the target in the end, but a threatening shot. And that's all it may take, is one chance to break this deadlock and grab the 3 points. As McDonald loses out to Gunston. And Harrison does very well once again to recover and put in the effort for her side. Here's another delivery, whip from the corner, headed away. And now pump forward, but Cowes is back there along with Ellie Chappell. And Chappell's in no rush to get things moving, as she waits for her teammates to find their position. And she'll drop this one on the boot. But not the ideal result coming from that distribution. As Amy Cook is now on the park for Mitchelton, looking to inject some fresh legs. Tony Skinner. Kruger. Now Gunston trying to get around Forrest. And Kirkup lashed a boot at it. She wasn't able to get much power behind things. And Adams gets the ball rolling for Mitchelton. Gunston heads it down. Forrest pressured from Amy Gunston. And now Cook. Release is the pass to Adams. And here's Holt going towards the corner, as then Tara O'Keefe in the 83rd minute still making runs forward and still applying as much pressure as she can on the Mitchelton back line. And the flag will be lifted the way of Mitchelton. As you think, if either side are to find the back of the net in these late stages, it may seal the win. Otherwise, we'll be splitting the points and both teams will take home the singular point in round 10. Gunston. Thompson back on her favoured left-hand side. Here's Gunston making inroads, has a look up, and Holt does well to head it away. Kruger. Her shot blocked. And now Purifoy in some open space. Karen Bassis is giving pursuit. Purifoy running out of room, coming back on the right foot. And unable to curl it on target. As there was a mad dash for Lions to get back and stop the run of Purifoy. As she's capable of anything from that sort of position. And then off the right foot. But just didn't find the right connection. And more importantly, the target. As it was a nice counter attack from Mitchelton. They have succumbed to this Lions possession over the previous 5 to 10 minutes. As Lions just been turning up the dial. But Mitchelton have had every answer to repel them. As Cook's pass finds Yamamuro. And there was an important block there. Otherwise, Callie Purifoy may have been through on goal. Kruger. The substitute. With a lovely ball to Kirkup. Now Kirkup inside, then out, and Amy Cook gets her foot in the way. Here's O'Keefe, and it's Zara Kruger with the shot. Emily Adams once again equal to the task. Less than 5 minutes remain here in Mitchelton. The score locked up. It has been since the 43rd minute. As Yamamuro equalised for Mitchelton. Tegan Riding got the first for Lions. And that came in the 37th minute. So we had late goals in the first half. Will we have late goals in the second? Tara O'Keefe. Just hesitating her way forward. As Everts is there in support. Back to O'Keefe. And she's offside in the process. So that attack fizzles out. For Lions. And Lions do have the next 5 games all at home. As their next 7 matches are all at Luxury Paint Stadium. In their last 10 regular season games, they will travel away on 9 of those occasions. So this is a rare away fixture for them in the early half of the year. As for Mitchelton, this will do them the world of good if they can manage a point against Lions as they come up against Peninsula Power next week. Back here at Teralba Park on Sunday the 30th of April. But then they have a good run as they face the next 4 teams who currently sit below them on the NPLW ladder. So in the context of their season, a win tonight will be a massive result. If they do draw, it might be a handy point as they go against Peninsula Power next week, and then who knows how many points they can grab from their following 4 matches after that Penn Power game next Sunday. But right now we have a game on our hands as Purifoy cutting it across. Guides was there. Gunston coming back the other way for Lions. Here's Riding. Tegan Riding with the shot, and Emily Adams with a save. That would not surprise, as she has been fantastic tonight between the sticks as we see it again. Lunging to her right. Here's Tegan Thompson. Looking for a foul. She won't get it. Play on, says the referee. It's now with Kirkup. And Emily Adams gets low and secures possession once again for her side. Only seconds left in the 90 minutes. You can't imagine being too much added time as Purifoy hassled by Karen Bassis. And then Karen Bassis makes the challenge. And Callie Purifoy is asking for a free kick. Instead, the arm is waved the other way, signalling a Lions throw in. Gemma Burton has entered the field of play, and she sends things forward. Chappell can't find a line. Here's McDonald to Sanders. O'Keefe. Thompson with a lofted pass. Here's Riding. And Tegan Riding's ball is cut out. Now Mitchelton come back the other way. Everts is on Purifoy. And now Callie Purifoy gets the free kick as the Lions bench aren't impressed. And in the late stages of this match, Mitchelton have a free kick. Rob Askew can't believe what he is seeing. And it'll be up to the boot of Callie Purifoy as we see a yellow card distributed. And it seems to have been handed out to Madison Teakle. Purifoy standing over it. Mitchelton have flooded players forward. Purifoy whipping it, and out comes Ellie Chappell. Does a magnificent job. And Harrison controlling it, but then can only find Tegan Thompson. Here's Harrison again. Her deflection lands at Kirkup. The throw-in going the way of Lions. Can they manufacture the winner? No, they cannot, as Mitchelton hold on for a 1-1 draw against Lions FC. What a thrilling game here at Teralba Park. Tegan Riding scores her 200th goal in the 37th minute, and then it's Ko Yamamuro who levelled the score in the 43rd minute, as this one has ended 1 apiece. Thank you for your time. We've enjoyed your company as Mitchelton 1, Lions 1 have finished up here in Mitchelton. Thank you for your time, and we will see you next week.